Up Klamath Falls is Dave.
Hey, what's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. It's only Tuesday, but got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, we're starting a new trend. We're late again. What do you know? Whatever.
Well, we're late recording it, but they'll never know that when it hits the old YouTube.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyway.
Did you get your Chipotle craze on yet?
I have not yet.
No? Yeah.
No, I want to get over there. Just waiting for the crowds to subside somewhat.
I've heard mixed reviews. My wife went there, said it was pretty normal, but miscellaneous weird charges or whatever.
Heard that stuff's going on. That check your receipts. Make sure you're not getting charged for whatever extra stuff.
Well, more news in that. So I'm betting Mod Pizza's out. I bet you the news is Jersey Mike's. I bet you it's going to be Mike's, Panda Express, and then of course the Chipotle. But I think I bet you that's the three. So I'm still holding strong on the Panda for sure.
I'm holding out hope.
Yeah.
I haven't had Panda in a while. It's been I don't remember how long it's been since I've had Chipotle. And I don't know that I've ever had Jersey Mike. So,
whoa.
See, I can hit, once they're all open, I can just 3 days in a row, boom, 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 and get my cravings taken care of.
Have one mega lunch, one of the two.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. Kind of nice to have something different. I got to say, a fan of, what's the other sandwich shop here in town? Jimmy John's.
Oh, yeah.
I am a fan of Jimmy John's. Not so much Subway, but I am a fan of Jimmy John's. But
they have free smells.
Yeah, I really need that sign. Not going to, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But, free smells, that's great. No, competition's always good. But, I'm a fan of Jimmy John's. Maybe Jersey Mike's will actually deliver to my side of town, though, or our side of town. Because we are out of range for the Freaky Fast folks at Jimmy John's. They won't deliver.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that.
So they'll deliver as far as the wife's office, which isn't that far from here, but they won't come over here.
Well, they stop at Homedale?
Well, no. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I bet it is Homedale.
Oh, wow.
Well, because they guarantee their 5-minute thing or whatever it is, and if you're too far away, then they can't.
Hippies.
It's kind of weird. Whatever.
What are you working on?
Oh, well, there is I got involved in this story a week or two ago and doing some research on it, and I'm trying to get this lady on the air. Her name is Christy Gerlett. Her mom passed away here not too long ago, and there's accusations of her mom's will being forged, of people stealing and using credit cards and that after her passing and that. Christy lives in Ohio, has ties here to Klamath County, including her mom who lived here when she passed. And again, this is alleged at this point, but we're working on it. Getting zero help from any form of legal folks, law enforcement, however you want to look at it. They are not really providing any assistance in pursuing the forged will. And again, that's her claim. But also the credit cards that we used months after her mom's death over at Fred Meyer. And there's just a slew of things. And she's shared recordings of her trying to contact the sheriff's office and just getting voicemails consistently, and the one time she actually reached a human being over there, they claimed to be on a different conference call, said they would call her back and never did. So it's kind of a shame. Again, I don't want to get too carried away with this at this point. I'm going to reach out as well to the sheriff's office and see what, if any, comment they might have, although I suspect since this is an open deal that they probably won't share any information with little old me is just a wannabe reporter. So, but we'll see. I want to at least give them the opportunity to respond, but we also are working on our technological skills here to get Christy in on a conference call or Zoom meeting or something along those lines to share her story with you guys. So, working on that.
So you're saying more alleged shady caber stuff?
Well,
Allegedly shady.
alleged. I'm not saying it. She is. I'm just relaying the message that I got from her. That yeah.
All right.
So it is. Again, I'm not too quick to jump on it. I try to pursue things from all angles to make sure that what we're sharing is fair and accurate to all parties involved. But as it sits right now, it doesn't look good.
I got you. Well, yeah. If I was more of a techno guy, I could plug stuff in better.
We'll get it figured out, and we'll get her on here and share her story. Have her share her story with you guys. So we tried last night, and there was still some issues. We got the wiring figured out, but we still have got a setting or something somewhere. It's allowing the video through, but not the audio. So
Well, it was either one. Yeah.
yeah,
You could have audio, no video, or video, no audio. Which
I guess worst case scenario. I mean, we'll figure it out, and we'll get it on there. But in the meantime, just want to make you aware that there's just the hits keep coming for the current administration in the sheriff's office. How's that? Whether founded or unfounded at this point, it's just one of many stories that don't bode well for the departing candidate or departing sheriff.
hey, what do you know?
But there's
Whatever.
that's what all I got there. And again,
Yeah,
it's alleged at this point.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Well, in case you missed it, stargazers were trying to find the comet. I believe it's Suck You, Chad. Atlas. Or something like that.
That's close. Yeah.
So, there's lots of. It's kind of like Tsunami or just Tsunami.
It starts with a T.
Yeah.
but it sounds with an S. So
Yeah, it was my. It was my literary interpretation of that.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this comet was available for looky see on the night of the 14th. So by the time you see this, I hope you saw the comet.
I looked for it. I didn't see it last night, but I guess I'm a little late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
Well,
seen
it's actually
comments
tonight.
before.
It's of tonight.
We're recording this on Monday,
recording.
so yeah.
But yeah, as you see this on the old YouTuber, you missed it. So
All right.
Hmm?
And back to me.
sure.
All right. Well,
Sure.
so last week, I am not going to let this go, and I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing about it, but it's pretty impactful to the Klamath Basin, and we talked about the water rights and how they are filing for the Endangered Species Act, which will just absolutely kill farming here. We had shared a name, Ryan Kleber, and his phone number. And after we finished recording, we went ahead and called that phone number. And we got just your
KID emergency service number is what that number was.
Yeah.
So don't call that number for Ryan. Ryan is
you can't reach Ryan because the only way to call him is by his personal cell phone, and they won't give that number out.
Yeah.
conveniently. There was some pushback in our comments and email that he is a farmer as well and his family, and they can't imagine that he would go against the farmers. And that very well may be the case. And Ryan, we'd love to have you on the show to explain how that works when you're the one that appears to be filing for the Endangered Species Act, which is going to bury farmers and take their water away.
well, and the point of contact on that letter was
Him.
that guy.
Yeah.
So
Also, he did divulge, though, that this is all because of the lack of water retained now for irrigation because of the dams that we took out so we could have fish someday swimming back up the water, and I'm going to touch on that too because there's so much misinformation out on Facebook about, oh, the rivers are clear and the fish are coming and blah, blah, blah. And those are all lies. Last weekend, I rode my motorcycle from the coast all the way back up to Klamath, and everywhere along the way that you could see the Klamath River, it was a brown mud pit. And I'm pretty sure that there's nothing really alive in there outside of some mosquito larvae at this point. So anybody that's posting pictures of crystal clear water, and they've all been proven wrong on Facebook that they're screenshots of some other river that people are posting on there, but it's a mess. I mean, they've destroyed the Klamath River. I mean, sure, eventually that's going to settle, but there's nothing happening anytime in the near future that's going to be promising there. And in the meantime, we've taken away irrigation water and hurting our farmers. Again, there was just a report out on the Tule Lake irrigation, well, not the irrigation district, but on the lower, on Klamath Lake, or Tule Lake, the wildlife refuge. That's what I'm trying to get at. The wildlife refuge, over 100,000 dead birds now due to water mismanagement. They flooded it, they refilled it, and then they shut it off again. And the farmers themselves, according to Klamath Water Users Association, were diverting hundreds of thousands of gallons of water to try to mitigate the impact on the irrigation district down there, or the wildlife refuge, and begging for more water to be released to help prevent what's going on. And the folks in control decided to wait until late August to release any more. And by that time, the stagnant water is where the botulism outbreak comes from. And by that time, the botulism outbreak was in full-fledged bloom, and over 100,000 birds and counting, not to mention the ones that rely on that as part of the Pacific Flyway. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but 5 years ago, spring and fall, there used to be just clouds of geese flying over, either headed north or heading south, depending on the time of year. And I've seen about 5. I have not hardly seen any geese. So again, mismanagement. I fail to subscribe to the fact that this is by accident or just somebody that's just that poor of a manager. It's being done on purpose. If there's any good news in it, it's at the, where did my story go here? The tribes, the Klamath Water Users, and that they are trying to get together independently and try to find a solution that will work that'll keep everybody happy. They'll keep the native population happy. They'll keep the farmers happy. They'll keep the wildlife reserves. The water's there to be had. If we didn't just throw it down the river to the ocean, which is the same thing they do in California with a lot of their water, and then cry drought. So it's a step in the right direction. Am I hopeful? Not at this point. But because, again, the local folks can get along and come to an agreement, but it's the feds that are actually in control. And I still struggle with that because as a constitutional republic, the state should have the say, not the feds. But it is what it is. Anyway, it's an ongoing thing.
Well, and I've never heard of like a Fed meeting. I mean, you always hear about the local government and the native, but if that's the case, we're just, we're pissing up wind. I mean,
I know Werner Reschke has taken an interest in it. He's, in Washington, and he takes it back there. And I believe Derek DeGroot, one of the county commissioners, was back there. I think it was earlier this year. I mean, they won't come to us. We have to go to them. But there are local folks here that are trying at just, it's just a shame because it doesn't have to happen. And I'm kind of an animal person anyway, and definitely a bird guy. And to see all these thousands and tens of thousands of birds dying needlessly because of poor policy or nefarious policy, however you want to look at it. It's just a shame, you know. It's taken hunting really away from us. So I'm
Well,
not.
and us going to go to Washington and petition and stuff that way, that's not doing it any good because you look on Facebook, oh, the rivers are flowing and this. Somebody's got to come down here and actually see the situation that it's in order to process it. I mean,
Right.
it's just stuff on Facebook is fake news, and they're going to look on that. And go, oh, look, it's stream flowing.
So yeah, it's beautiful.
Look at that.
It's not the Klamath River, but it's a pretty river. So let's go with that. So anyway, I'm going to keep on this, and I'm actually going to. I'd love to hear from Ryan Kleber. I doubt I will, but I might go by the KID offices or TID offices. I know people in both of them, and reach out, see if I can get some kind of information and where we're actually headed with this. So I'll stay on it. It might not be every week, but when I have something pertinent to get back to you guys with, I will. So there's that.
Hey.
Whoever's in charge of water right now, if they're up for re-election, get rid of them. Got a month.
One more good news. Just hitting on this one real quick, and what do you know? I just call it a coincidence. There's lots of that happening in this town. So, so year or so ago, we had this weird, crazy guy kidnapping gals from Portland and keeping them in a makeshift dungeon in Klamath Falls. So Zubria, and that's trying my best on that pronunciation, but that was the kidnapper. Rented the house from, what do you know, Carol Westfall, which is the mayor of Klamath Falls. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That's the fact, but it's just. Yeah.
And I know it seems coincidental I'm going to play devil's advocate here. When I first saw that story, too, I was highly suspicious. I talked to a few folks, and apparently she goes through a property management company, so I didn't have hands-on dealing with it. She just has multiple rental properties and lets them handle it. So
I'm not blaming it on her per se, but if you are that creepy of a dude, you do your homework. So maybe he reversed it because you can look up who owns what property.
yeah,
So maybe he went that route. That's all I'm saying. It's just
gotcha.
somebody knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
That way.
probably. Yeah, I can't deny that. But well. Other than that, man, there was something else going on. Oh, there's a free haunted house. Some good news. How about that, huh? So it's in Bonanza, 31933 Union Street, October 26th and 27th, 6:30 to 9 p.m. Free haunted house out there in Bonanza. They are welcoming donations, so they can be dropped off at 31770 Highway 70 in Bonanza. And but kind of cool. Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive, but take your kiddos out there for the day and check out the free haunted mansion or haunted house. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, Bonanza is a cool town anyway. So.
Yeah, as a form of Bonanza-ite, I'm kind of partial to that town. So,
Well, not to mention they had their own TV show. Come on now.
yeah, maybe you'll catch Hoss. I do have one other thing here that's kind of on the water-related thing. Sorry, that horse wiggled one last time, so I'm going to continue to beat it. It's just some stats that came up. So 99% of U.S. farms are operated by families. 2.1 million farms are across America, and yet farmers and ranchers are only 2% of the population, but they feed all of us plus food that's exported overseas. So we keep taking water and land away from these people, and next thing you know, you're going to be standing in line for a loaf of bread, hoping that you can get a loaf. And you know what? You might think that I'm hyping it up or overdoing it. Ask people in Brazil, or not Brazil, Venezuela, because They went from they've got a ton of oil. That's a very wealthy, can be a very wealthy nation. Poor leadership. They're broke. They're poor. Their money was blown in the streets here a couple of years ago because it was useless. They were just throwing it away. So your vote matters, and I can't stress that enough. Research your candidates, look at their policies, and vote accordingly. Because you get people in there that continue the policies that we have now, and we're in trouble. We're going to be hungry folks.
Put my tin hat on, but that's the way they want it.
Yep. Oh, could not disagree any. Could not disagree with you on that. Yeah, I believe that's the case, and we've talked to some folks in higher positions than what we occupy that tend to agree with us. So there you go. Other than that,
Hey,
have a bright and cheery week, huh? Just trying to keep it real, especially right now with elections coming up. It's super important, and the policies we have aren't working, and that's from Washington all the way down. Some change needs to happen. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody here in our local government is bad. I'm not at all, but they're not in control of everything either. So we need to hold everybody accountable from the top down on the policies that are putting us in this place.
well, and just a quick little note: you guys should have just gotten your voters pamphlet in, and just a little cautionary star, whatever, dude. Those are not all the candidates for that position. What do you know?
Yeah, shocker, right?
Yeah, but no, ballot should be coming up a little bit after that. So yeah, be sure to get your vote on this year. So
It's more important. They say this every election year, but it's been progressively truer every election season. They've never been more important than they are now, and that continues to be true. And so, get out and vote. It's going to affect you personally.
I grew up in MTV, so yeah, rock the vote. And I think
Yeah,
it was. I
right.
think it's gone
Yeah,
full circle since.
right.
Ah.
So,
All right. Well, another bright and cheery day here.
yeah, yeah. And actually, it is a pretty bright and cheery day. It's nice outside.
I'll
So,
give you that.
a little unseasonable for October, but I'll take it for now. With that being said, I got nothing else. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, guys, once again. Numbers are going up, but keep passing word around. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks.
See you guys.